Alright guys, so today is the day where TEQ VEGITO Blue and STR Rose Goku Black are coming to Global Dokkan. Now, the way I believe this is going to work is the banner is going to go live at this time right here, 2100 PST. That, of course, is going to be at midnight tonight for me. So if you guys look at this clock, it's 2 p.m. At midnight, the game is going to go into maintenance, and I believe simultaneously, the banners will go live. And then slowly, people are going to be let into the game in waves, and you'll be able to summon. And then by the time it reached, it'll be 2 a.m. my time, the maintenance will be officially done, and everyone will be allowed into the game. I think this is a maintenance not to put anything new into the game, but just to kind of lighten the load, because they expect that people are going to go crazy summoning for these two units. Everyone will try and summon at once, and it'll crash the servers. So this is like what happened on Global and JP when Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta came out. And also, well, I know they did this when Ultra Instinct Goku came out on JP as well, where they basically closed the game down and they let people in slowly so that the servers do not crash. So expect this to happen. The game will go into maintenance at 2100 PST, and at the same time, the banners will go live and people will slowly be able to get in and summon on it. So, over this video, I kind of want to talk about the two banners, the two units themselves, and if you're a global player, which unit should you probably lean more towards? Because there are several factors involved with these units. I would say in terms of their banners, I think they actually are very, very similar in how good they are, right? Like, they both have the same amount of units. And like, I don't think, like, one banner is really worse than the other. Like, TEQ Beerus is definitely the worst SSR on either of the two banners, but at the same time, Physical Goku Black has been featured on, like, nearly every fucking, like, global banner over the last year. Like, the amount of banners he's been on is insane. So I know nobody wants to pull that guy. But at the same time, this is going to be very good for maybe some people who want to beat Super Battle Road. You know, maybe you don't have Super Android 17. Maybe you don't have Cooler, or you don't have enough dupes for Cooler, or you want more dupes for Super Saiyan 3 Broly, Omega, all of that. These, like, the hardest Super Battle Road stages are definitely the villain ones, because they don't have as many units as super types. There's way more hero units than there are villain units in the game. That's just the way it is. Now, the other thing I will say, though, in terms of, like, STR Rose Goku Black and TEQ VEGITO Blue, like, they're very similar. I don't think one vastly outweighs the other, right? Like, Rose is one of the best support type units in the game, and he hits very hard, whereas TEQ VEGITO Blue is just flat out, as of right now in Global, he will be the hardest hitter in the game, hitting harder even than LR Broly and LR Gohan, but eventually LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku does hit harder than TEQ VEGITO Blue, but that's it, right? So he's a ridiculous hard hitter. But the other new SSRs, Zamasu and Trunks, I think Trunks is dramatically better than the Zamasu. The Zamasu is not bad, but the Trunks is very, very good. Also, you do have Extreme Z Awaken Super Saiyan 3 Goku here, so maybe if you have him missing only one or two dupes, this would be another very valuable pull for you. So, just looking at the units again, like I said, TEQ VEGITO Blue is the hardest hitter in the game. I've gone over this guy a ton of times recently, so no reason to go too far in depth. But I will say this, his leader type skill is very, very annoying. Super type allies, key 3, and then HP attack and defense 120%, and then the team has to include all 5 super types. So you need to have a super tech, super STR, super AGL, super int, and super physical unit all in there, and they all have to be super types. I think, personally, because of the fact that you would have two TEQ VEGITO Blues on the team, and he only has Over and a Flash, you're going to have to go for an Over and a Flash dominant team, which means you are going to be not really running units like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta or Super Saiyan 4 Goku, because they only have Prepared for Battle. They also have Shocking Speed, but they don't have Over and a Flash to link with TEQ VEGITO Blue, which does hurt. Something like Physical Super Vegito right here, he actually does have Fuse Fighter with TEQ VEGITO Blue. So that will allow them to link up with there, as well as, like, he doesn't have Prepare for Battle, but they do have Fuse Fighter. So that's at least one key link, right? Because that's going to be an issue with the hero team, is key. That's why I'm not really the biggest fan of the hero team. So I do want you guys to kind of like be aware of that. Like, I think TEQ VEGITO Blue is a lot better in his role on the Potara team or the Realm of Gods team. The only thing, unfortunately, as of right now on Global, you guys don't really have the official leaders yet. Like, Ultra Instinct Goku is not Dokkan Awakened yet. And then for the Potara team, Kefla is not Dokkan Awakened, and also LR Super Vegito is also not yet out. So TEQ VEGITO Blue, you're not going to be able to really see his full potential until you get one of these proper leaders, and then at that point, he's like really, really good, but I'm not the biggest fan of that hero team whatsoever. Now, STR Rose Goku Black does not do as much damage, obviously, as TEQ VEGITO Blue, but he is... I don't want to say the best support unit in the game anymore. That's what he was before, but I do think Turles probably took that role because he does give 3 ki and 40% attack to all allies, which is incredibly insane OP, whereas Rose Goku Black, he just gives extreme type allies ki 3 and defense 50%. So his only works for the extreme type enemy or allies. Now, if you go over everything he does, he has the same leader skill as TEQ VEGITO Blue. It's just his is extreme instead of super. You have to have all 5 types represented: extreme STR, extreme AGL, extreme tech, extreme int, and extreme physical. He does immense damage, and he does raise extreme type allies attack by 30% for 1 turn. And then, of course, he gets attack 120% buff, extreme type allies 3 ki and defense 50%, and then super type enemies get their attack and defense reduced by 20%. So that's all very, very good. And then links, of course, are fantastic. Now, personally, I'm going to do a video on this very shortly, but I do believe that the villain team, a double Rose Goku Black villain team, is probably the best team in the game at like max potential full power, because the the power you're able to run with that team it's nuts. I'll show what I'm talking about in a second. And of course, he is very good on both categories, Realm of Gods and Potara. But again, just like TEQ VEGITO Blue, Goku Black here, he's not able to be used under a proper leader skill yet on either of these category teams. So you do have to wait a little bit to see his full potential. Also, both TEQ VEGITO Blue and Rose have a 160% 12 ki multiplier, which is nuts. Now, again, the Trunks is a little better than the Zamasu. I do want to point that out. They both reduce damage by 40%, but the Trunks will be able to hit a lot harder, and he'll be able to defend a lot better, and then Zamasu just recovers 7% health. But looking at the villain type list and the hero type list, right? This is the main thing I wanted to do here. So here's the villain team, right? Now, I know it's going to be rare for a lot of people to have this, but you could run STR Rose Goku Black as leader, LR Bojack, LR Majin Vegeta, LR Goku Black, LR Broly, and then you either run Omega or Cooler or Full Power Frieza. Or if you want to be a real cheeky fuck, you could run Kid Buu here, who gives that 50% attack and defensive buff for all allies when HP is 80% or above. If you have the full LR assortment, you're going to be above 80% health, because don't forget that Rose Goku Black here, he does increase extreme type allies defense by 50%, so they're going to be tanking very well. In particular, Rose Goku Black here is a fantastic partner for LR Broly, because as you guys know, LR Broly lowers his defense by 20,000 when he launches a super attack. But with Rose Goku Black next to him, dramatically raising his defense, that is going to be a huge boon. Now, the villain team also does not have these key issues that the super team does with TEQ VEGITO Blue, because of the fact that you're going to have 2 of this guy floating around or on rotation. This guy will give all allies 3 ki. Usually what I do with the team is I'll run Goku Black plus LR Goku Black, and then Goku Black plus LR Broly, and then I'll have Bojack, Majin Vegeta, and lately these days I've been running Cooler. I would have them as floaters, and then every rotation, everyone is easily able to get their super attacks just because of how good of a support type unit STR Rose Goku Black is. So this team, It's just insane. And like, even if you don't have the LRs, like, look at some of the secondary options. Like, you could run the Extreme Z-Waken Broly, who is, if we're talking like a Rainbow Extreme Z-Waken Broly compared to an LR Broly with no dupes, like, this guy is nearly as good. You know, we don't see it right here, but what does he get? Attack and defense 80% when attacking. That is incredibly good. He's going to be able to defend even more because of Rose's presence, and he'll be able to hit hard. You know, you could run Janemba for the crazy defense. Obviously, you know, enemies aren't going to be hurting Janemba very much, so he'll be tanking everything. What are some secondary options? You know, for TEQ, see, TEQ is the one that does hurt. Like, if you don't have LR Goku Black, you could go Cell, Super Saiyan 3 Broly. I mean, here's the thing about Super Saiyan 3 Broly. He, at the same time as well, the way the passives work, Rose Goku Black actually does really protect Super Saiyan 3 Broly a lot with that 50% defensive buff from his passive. So Super Saiyan 3 Broly will not nearly be the liability on this villain team that he would be on the normal Extreme TEQ type team or even on the Super Saiyan 3 team. In terms of a TEQ unit, you could run Golden Frieza, of course, to prioritize defense. Again, like, you could build a full villain defensive team and just literally be impervious to taking damage. Obviously, he reduces damage by 70%. Muritsumasu's is another good option for TEQ because obviously he is going to get that attack 120% damage, which will be nice. He'll be able to do a lot of damage overall. AGL, you could run Super 17, again, another very powerful defensive unit who will reduce damage by 40%, and then every time he's attacked, he gets a 30% attack buff up to 120%. If I remember, let's see, his links, he'll have Fierce Battle, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, yeah, so his links will be very good for the villain team as well. As you guys can see, there's just so many options for the villain team. Even something like STR Omega, like, he's not going to be hitting as hard as he used to. Only 80% attack, but all enemies attack minus 30%. That's not something to sleep on. Like, that's good still. All of these guys could be useful. Even in Kid Buu. Kid Buu on this team is going to be incredible because the weakness of him, of course, is his lack of key links. But guess what? SCR Rose Goku Black giving 3 key. So Kid Buu will be able to super much easier on this team. So if you guys are kind of getting the theme I'm going for, is that if you have, like, all you need is a villain of every type. If you have a good villain of every type, Rose is probably the way to go because the villain team is, like, unstoppable. That's just how it is. There's so many, like, the top tier villains are so good. It's just, they don't really, like, link together that well sometimes. But Rose fixes that issue. So you have a team that is just dominant. Now, I've sucked off the villain team long enough. Let's go ahead and take a look at the hero team, right? Now, here's the problem. Again, Vegito Blue does not give any, you know, passive 3 key to all allies. He only has Over and a Flash. So what you're going to want to do is prioritize Over and a Flash type units, right? So Super Saiyan 3 Extreme Z-Waken Goku is who you'd want for your AGL unit. Your TEQ unit is Vegito Blue. So an int unit, you're going to want a Prepare for Battle and Over and a Flash unit like int Gogeta. Because I already know a lot of people are going to say they want to use Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, they want to use Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? If you're going to do that, you need to be using int Gogeta and maybe Ultra Instinct Goku because they have Prepare for Battle and Over and a Flash. And you can kind of run them on rotation with TEQ Vegito Blue, and they'll serve as bridges. And then you could have Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta as floaters, right? So they would link up Prepare for Battle with int Gogeta and then also with Ultra Instinct Goku. The only thing is that obviously Ultra Instinct Goku does not have his awakening on global. So, you know, you're only going to be getting like kind of a lesser version of him than what he is on JP, but he does have Over and a Flash and Prepare for Battle, which is really kind of the biggest thing with him, right? Because for me, I would recommend just going, like, not worried about the Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, and then just go all Over and a Flash. So you could go int Gogeta. Then for the physical type unit, you actually have 2 options that are pretty good. You could go Super Saiyan 3 Physical Gotenks, who of course is Over and a Flash, and then of course you have Physical Super Vegito, who has Fuse Fighter. So they're only going to share 2 key, him and TEQ VEGITO Blue, but that will help out a little bit there. Now in terms of STR is the worst spot really, in terms of a unit that really fits on here. Obviously you can't use LR VEGITO Blue because TEQ VEGITO Blue is the leader. 1000 Day Goku, if you do have him, unfortunately he only has Prepare for Battle, so he's not really going to be able to get key, and he's a nuker. It's just not going to work. STR Gogeta is an option, but he is very weak nowadays, and if you use STR Gogeta, obviously you can't use Int Gogeta. You could go Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta for a little defense. Now, obviously, TEQ VEGITO Blue tends to get hit very, very hard, so maybe prioritizing a little extra defense wouldn't be that big of a deal, so you go Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. But like Super Saiyan 4 Goku doesn't link that well with TEQ VEGITO Blue. Neither does STR Ultimate Gohan. Super Saiyan 2 Bardock you wouldn't want to run. So really the only other option that I'm be thinking of is this guy down here. Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku. Obviously he is a nice support type ally. He'll be pretty good for TEQ VEGITO Blue. But that Great Ape transformation will be annoying. Another low-key solid option here would be Super Kaioken Goku. He's not on JP, but his ability right here to get 100% attack, and of course he does have Over in a Flash, Prepare for Battle, Shocking Speed, like that could be pretty good. He could be another bridge with the Prepare for Battle and Over in a Flash. So again, to be honest, actually, yeah, this is the thing. This guy's not an option on JP, but on Global, this guy would be fantastic. Like you could run him, Ultra Instinct Goku, and Int Gogeta as Prepare for Battle and Over in a Flash units. And then you would have Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta as together as well. Like, well, not together, but like on the team as well. There'll be enough Prepare for Battle floating around that they might be able to super as well. So actually, this guy is a huge boon to the super type team on Global. But again, that's the thing. Whereas on the villain team, you can kind of just like take a bunch of villains like SCR Cell, Mass Saiyan. All these fuckers will work. Even Goku Black, Physical Goku Black also gives 3 key to extreme types on Global. All these fuckers will work perfectly. The super type allies, you have to be more specific. You have to be a lot more specific with certain units. And obviously tech units. See, here's the thing with the way the leader skill works, right? You have to have one of every type represented. Now, TEQ VEGITO Blue and SCR Rose Goku Black, they count themselves, right? Like, a lot of people at first when they dropped on JP got tripped up by that. Like, if that meant you had to have a tech unit besides the leader, or you had to have an SCR unit besides the leader. But the leader does count. That's why I kind of didn't really cover Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Super Saiyan 3 Angel Tech Goku, or Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. That's because I'm figuring you're going to run TEQ VEGITO Blue as leader, and you're going to have to worry about all the other typings before you worry about tech. But obviously, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is one of the best options you can get on the team because his defensive viability with that 70% chance to counter supers and the 50% defensive buff he gets from supering is very good for a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So there you guys go. Like, I would recommend, unless you really don't have any villains, to go for Rose Goku Black. Get that Rose Goku Black, because that team is way better than the hero team. The hero team is much more specific, okay? Like, if you have a lot of these units I was talking about to build the team, then, and you really want to go TEQ VEGITO Blue, go for it. But the other thing I'm going to say, too, is that TEQ VEGITO Blue is definitely, like, a way harder hitter than, like, every unit in the game except for LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku. But LR VEGITO Blue is a very capable replacement on the Realm of Gods team and the Patara team. I do just want to point that out. Like, you don't need TEQ VEGITO Blue, but SCR Rose Goku Black, that's a unit you fucking need him. He's just too good. Too good, especially if you have LR Goku Black. This guy plus LR Goku Black on either Realm of Gods team or Patara team, overkill. So my opinion is, unless you don't have any good villains at all, you go for SCR Rose Goku Black. But, like, you know, if you really love Vegito, you really want TEQ VEGITO Blue, or you feel like your super team, like, is good enough, go for him. I just wanted to make a quick video talking about it. Thanks, guys, for watching. Good luck to any who summoned tonight, and I'll catch you guys later.